making sure because I'm not sure if it was the other girl or me.
What was your question?
It was about were you using nature or the Bible?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So, Toya, as I said, directed to the side of you.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're the one who used.
No, it was still directed towards you because I was just
That's
saying that
fine.
you could
Yeah,
use the
that's
nature
okay.
instead of the
That's
Bible
okay. That's
as a
okay.
leg to stand.
Of course. I chose what I chose.
Yeah. So the reason that you can't that I don't think that you can, it's illogical to use nature in the Bible is because the Bible directly contradicts nature and teaches you not to act upon your nature.
Hey, Harvin, what you think about that?
I mean, it's all bullshit, not really.
No, I asked Harvin.
Nah, no, I'm just fucking with you.
Harvin, you still there? All right, well, we can move on. I thought Harvin was still there. I wanted to see what Harvin think about that. Oh, he gonna go out and come back in. Because because if y'all don't believe in the Bible, there's certain conversation I can't have with y'all.
Well, here's the thing, man, and this is what I wanted to say earlier. Okay, first of all, I'm a preacher's kid. I come from 100 years of preaching. Secondly, can I speak? Secondly, I'm also the product of a grandfather who was a Black Panther. Right? I studied everything. First of all, there are over 2,000 religions, and there are over 200 that are created every year, right? And so here's what I was taught, and here's what I tell people. And I also read the ancient Comedics, right? Because one of the problems is I just have a problem when we argue sources that are remixed, recooked, retooled, and re-indoctrinated to fit their standards in order to control the people of the masses, and mainly a lot of us. And at the end of the day, there's this saying that you can never learn the knowledge of God in just one book. So let's get this shit straight. So I never trust nobody that every time they use every example is the Bible says, the Bible says.
So let me ask you,
hold on, I'm almost done. I don't think nobody ever said before they have surgery, hey, doc, you Christian?
I do.
Or cared, okay? And so
I do.
Definitely, you know, plenty of Christians who ask.
Man, that's some bullshit. See, now we full of shit at this point.
No. I'm being
as I became wiser and more mature. As I became more wiser and mature, I do ask those questions.
Yeah, no. That's the thing amongst Christians. I'm not joking.
Well, I digress because I see again, it's like arguing with flat earthers. Y'all got it. This shit is crazy.
No, I'm just saying that it is something that Christians do. They want a Christian doctor. They want a Christian therapist. They want people that believe in the same that they believe in.
Blood,
so that
that's based off the religion, based off the original, the religion. It's a sin.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about people that are going to be your doctors.
I bet you're gonna
you have a choice you have a choice in your doctors. You could make a choice of who you want to be your doctor.
But you
what are you talking about?
Rock.
But you don't even believe in the word.
No, but it's a sin to eat blood, Rock.
Another thing about Bible thumpers, y'all get judging people and y'all get to assessing who they are. You don't know.
Are you an atheist? Because like me,
right? You can't.
I don't argue with people that don't believe in nothing.
Don't cash your pearls. Don't cash your pearls.
You can't even talk about what we're talking about if you don't believe in anything.
People with this Bible, it's like you get jumped on, you get overran.
What is wrong with the Bible?
If you let me cook, I was cooking something, but because you come out.
So I'm just asking a simple question: what's wrong with the Bible?
That's a bull. I can't answer that question because it's not a fair question, but I can explain myself. As I was saying with Summer,
how is it not a fair question?
Because it's a question a prosecutor would ask the defendant. No, it's not lean to go my way.
What you mean? I asked a question.
It's a prosecutor's question. So here's my point. Let me explain. Okay, first of all, I don't believe in nothing. Okay, let me tell you something. What I was taught in physics: either it is or it isn't, and anything in between is considered a fucking theory. Let's get that shit straight. Second, the word believe, if you look at the word itself and the root of it, it simply means believe a goddamn lie. Okay. Another thing, what African ancestor teaches you, the lie is simply the truth bending. And the problem is a lot of us are walking around defending and dying and killing for a fucking lie that ain't nothing but the truth bending. See, the thing about the books and stuff like that, or the Bibles or somebody, see, they gotta tell some truth in order for you to believe the motherfucking lie.
Right.
Okay.
Is everything
I
you
knew
saying?
the Bible.
Right.
I know the Bible back and forth, bro.
Right. You can't know.
Yes, I can. Just because I don't choose to be a
I'm
Christian don't mean I don't. I'm a preacher's kid.
Sir, I'm not even a Christian. So what are you talking about?
Okay, but you saying I must don't because I simply don't agree to the bullshit rhetoric.
Hold on. Hold on. I asked you a simple question. What's wrong with the Bible? You can't even answer a simple question.
It's a lot of shit wrong with the Bible. That would be 4 hours.
Tell me.
That's a long answer. It's a million things wrong with the Bible.
Okay, but what I'm saying,
Bro, give him one, bro. Give him one, bro.
But you're sitting up here being negative about something that
I'm not being negative about it. It's the truth. You're calling me speaking the truth negative. That's because I'm telling the truth about this shit. We are slaves to this indoctrination.
But you was gonna say it right the first time. You said you was gonna say my truth.
What you're doing is you're giving your opinion. That's what you're doing.
I don't give a, let me tell you, I don't donate opinions.
All right, what you're saying is not the truth, it's an opinion.
It's not an opinion, it's a difference. And see, that's what I'm
saying.
No. See, this is when I'm above a bunch of people's head. First of all, let me say this. Hold on, let me say this.
It is an opinion. How you gonna sit up and say it's not an opinion?
It's not.
Do you want me
to just yelling right now?
I think this is a prime example of why we don't get along as a community.
It's a difference between
I can pull up what opinion means.
Man, Ross, bro, you tripping, bro.
Hold on, Harvey, because I'm cooking. Opinions and perspective.
Bro.
Let me cook. Opinion. The word opinion and perspective is two different words with two different spellings and two different motherfucking meanings. I'm giving you my perspective, not my opinion.
Okay. All right, you give me your perspective, which is an opinion.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
But you said my perspective.
Rock, if you just give him a fact, show him a fact, then he can't say it's an opinion. Like, here's a fact, Rock.
It's okay.
Just tell him that it's mistranslated, and that'll be a fact.
Okay. I'm over some people's head, and I'm okay with it. I digress.
No, so Harwin, let me ask you a question. So the Bible, hold on. Bible. So hold on. So Harwin, from a spiritual perspective, the Bible is mistranslated.
Yes, it is, bro. Because because.
No, it's
yes,
not.
It is, bro. Yes, it is because. So you gonna let me answer? You gonna let me answer and disagree?
Bro, because what you're saying is dumb. I respect.
No, it ain't dumb. It's a fact.
It's dumb as hell, my nigga.
What
if you say that the Bible is spiritually misinterpreted, I mean, bro, you tripping,
absolutely, because the people change race.
Man, that Bible is so
fucking.
All right, I'm gonna try.
Let me go. Go ahead.
Bro, let me go.
It's literally over 16,000 revisions of that same goddamn Bible.
It's crazy, bro. I can prove I can kill two birds in one stone. All I gotta do is show you exactly where it was something was changed.
You done had that conversation many times.
No, but I ain't never showed you this. I'm showing something different you never seen.
Every time, my nigga.
All right.
Every time we had a spiritual conversation about the Bible,
we always had a conversation.
So y'all the only ones the Holy Spirit talk to, I guess. The Holy Spirit don't talk to everybody. It just talk to Trey and everybody else.
He told you to what is the profit of man to gain the world and lose his soul?
The subject, bro. I got another.
No, I'm not changing the subject. You asked Rock to show me. You asked Rock.
You asked these same motherfucking Bible thumpers about African history.
Rockstar, bro, we can have a conversation.
Well, maybe we start off by respecting one another and not calling each other Bible thumpers and stuff like that. I didn't, I'm
not speaking to y'all personally. I'm saying in general.
No, I mean, saying it in a negative way.
At the end of the day, only God can judge you.
Most motherfuckers
judge you based on what's in the book.
that argue the Bible don't even know who their great grandma or grandfather is.
This is the problem.
I know my heritage back 7 generations.
Going to change the freaking subject for the last time.
Damn, Rock, you gotta stop yelling, bro, so we can get to the point. We can show the facts. I'm with you, Rock.
I'm sorry, Harwin.
Rebecca, I'm changing the subject.
I agree. Okay.
They can't handle this. It's hot in the kitchen.
Yes, absolutely. So I've never been to prison, but as I understand, you must be sentenced for a crime. So I would want to know if this is a prison planet, what is the crime that we're sent here?
Well, like
Anka explained it. It's not always that you're having.
Okay, your homeboy in the back,
you know that the Bible, because you're a Christian, right? I am. The Bible tells you that you're born in sin.
We are.
So to ask me what is the sin, you should already know. But I don't subscribe to that. Just if we're going to stick in the Bible says that you already are a sinner when you're born.
Yes, that's why we need
and the Bible tells you that. So you
see your boy in the background? Oh.
Who you talk about, bro?
Nigga, you can't see who in the background?
No, I was driving. Who is it?
Hey, you know this one of Sonetta girls right there, right?
Oh, that's Nepal. Oh, yeah. That's Nepal.
Yeah. So this is feminism versus femininity.
Oh, yeah, Nepal know the Bible. I'm going to give her credit. She know her shit.
Boy, she talking crazy already, but I ain't going to go there.
I mean, I ain't never seen this. I'm just talking about the Bible.
Sin?
Well, the original sin came from Adam when Adam and Eve disobeyed God.
To be honest, I'm glad you brought that up because Adam and Eve never disobeyed God.
I understand that's what you think.
They disobeyed Elohim. That was not
that's
God.
a fact.
That was a council
Wait,
of
stop the tape. Stop.
Gods
Stop.
Spirits.
And that's fair and that's fine. You can call
Why
them whatever you want to call
who
them.
it
So you
is?
agree
It
that
just-
wasn't God?
It matters. See, here go the spiritual thing. It matters. It matters. It goes to my point when I was talking to Becky when I brought up Deuteronomy 32:8-9. Nepal is correct.
But was there still a fall, Harwin, regardless of what you're calling it? Was there still a fall?
It was a fall before them.
Did sin come into the world?
But that's not the point, though. That's not the point. That's not what they're talking about.
I'm asking, did sin come into the world? Is that
Yes, it
all?
did,
That's the same thing? That's the same premise, regardless of the timeline or who it was and all that.
Who did? Hold on, something. No. Let's go back to what they said. So, who did Adam and Eve disobey? Educate me.
They disobeyed Elohim. She's correct when she said that. Elohim can be used in Genesis 1:1. It says, Barashit Elohim Shamayim Bara Wa'ires. So in the beginning, God created heavens and the earth. The word there for God is a plural word of Elohim, but it's used in a sense of a singular because it's concretized, meaning the verb that modifies it makes it singular. So one of these groups is talking. So one of the group members is talking. But if you talk to a Christian apologist or somebody believe that this is...
Can you just tell me, like, bro, it's just really... Who did they disobey?
They disobeyed Elohim.
Okay. Who is Elohim?
Elohim is a council of multiple beings.
So that's more... Elohim is more than one God.
Multiple L's. When you say God, right, you are saying like, okay, this is multiple creators. No, none of them are the Most High. The Most High would be El Elyon. This is why I told Becky when she asked me the question when she thought she had me in the pickle.
So
listen, bro.
Adam and Eve. No. We're gonna simplify this.
Adam, early morning, man.
All right, Rock.
All right, thank you for having me on,
All right,
bro.
family.
All right, hey, enjoy y'all, man. Y'all be good.
All right, Rock. Peace out, bro.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
Adam and Eve disobeyed somebody that was not the creators. What you're saying?
Adam and Eve disobeyed those of the count. Listen, bro.
Hold on. Did Adam and Eve disobey the creator?
Adam and Eve did not disobey El Elyon, the Most High, because El Elyon never said nothing to them. Elohim did.
Okay, I got you. I just wanted to see who's on the same page. Got you. So Adam and Eve. So sin did not fall amongst men because they didn't disobey the creator. Am I correct?
They disobeyed Elohim's commandment to them.
So because of that, there was a fall.
Yes, but it was a fall before that, which is when Angry Man come up here, he be talking about Lilith. So when y'all talking about God made one woman and one God.
Doctrines of demons. I gotta go.
No, the Elohim is incorrect.
Here we go.
Whoa.
And I said what I said. The
See, this
story
is what happens.
of Lilith is a doctrine of demons.
But Lilith is in the Bible, though.
The word is in the Bible later on, right? It is not referred to as a fall before Adam and Eve.
It doesn't, but it's talking about a person that lived before Adam and Eve.
What did I just say?
What you said was it's mentioned after Adam and Eve,
demon,
but it's talking about a person that existed
because
before.
a
demon is a word.
And the
Becky, stop
reason
it.
why,
Becky, wait a
and the
minute.
reason why
Becky,
is
you
because
interjected
we
again.
know that the fall of Satan happens
The
before
fall of Satan in
Adam and Eve.
Isaiah. You talk about the fall of Satan in Isaiah?
It happens before Adam and Eve. Like I said, Lilith is a doctrine of demon.
It does. That's what you mean. A demon is a Greek word that was interjected into the Bible that makes no sense. To say
It is
angel
a
and demon.
fallen angel.
Fallen
It's
angel.
Okay,
equated
it doesn't
to
matter.
a
Listen,
fallen angel.
listen.
So
I
yes,
hear
there was
you.
a
But
fall,
see, we're getting off
quote
topic.
unquote,
Yeah, there was a
before,
fall.
and
For
it
sure.
was Satan and his minions are cast out of heaven.
But that's not what we're talking about, though. We getting off topic.
No,
See,
I'm correcting your topic, is what I'm
You're not
saying. For
correcting me
those
at
who are
all. You haven't
listening,
corrected me on anything.
I just did.
No, you
It's very
didn't.
simple. I just
All right,
did.
let's go back to the
You
video.
didn't correct me on nothing.
All right, let's go back to the video. We do.
All you did was validate what I said. You said it was a demon. I'm like, a demon? That's something that the Catholic Church added. See, this is the problem when you believe in only the King James Bible, like it's perfect, and it's not. But see, when you
agree. What I'm
Okay,
saying,
so
Oh,
can
my
you
God.
prove that wasn't God? Because I can't.
I can't prove it, and neither can you.
Oh yes, I can actually. In the Hebrew, Elohim is plural for gods. That means there's more than one. That
Facts.
leans toward my position that it is a council, not just one. So I prove it that way, and I can also prove that God isn't supposed to lie, but the Elohim did lie in Genesis 3. Actually, in the Genesis 3, they said, "Don't eat the fruit, and if you eat it, you'll die."
Right.
Adam and Eve didn't die when they ate it. So God can't.
So you agree with that, Harley?
They did
I
surely
think he
die.
fell off.
They literally should. They may not have died right there on the spot, but they died where they had access to the tree of life, where they literally were. We don't know how long they were in the Garden of Eden and all that good stuff before the fall.
Yeah.
So they did. Right. They did surely die after the fall. They did die.
Well, because he was
But
talking
it doesn't mean that they die right. I eat it, I'm gone. Like Snow White. That's not what
like
it
telling
was
someone
saying.
if you smoke cigarettes, you'll get cancer.
They were not talking about natural. It wasn't a natural death, so they did not lie.
Right. That's I'm agreeing. It was not a lie.
It wasn't a lie. That's why I'm like, I'm listening. I'm like, this is crazy.
So all the Elohim and El Elyon thing proves is that God is a Godhead 3 in 1, right? And so that's one of the things that when people argue this, they completely miss. When Harmon says, "Oh, it was speaking to the council," yes, we know that God is multifaceted. There's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And some people didn't believe that was existent since the beginning of time. But those pluralities that we see, like even when God called Adam and Eve, and they were saying he was walking, it's not a singular use for walk, it's a plural use for walk. Why? Because we are the belief, and it's revealed later on, the multiple facets of God, which is the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So her argument doesn't actually disprove anything that the Bible says.
I agree.
Yes,
and he said, let us make man.
In
so,
our
wait a minute.
So we're not disagreeing. Like it said, let us make man in our own image. Our plural. So it's
a Christian
we're
apologetic.
agreeing. You going in and out, Harwin. Anybody there?
I don't know. Oh, Trey had to get up and do something real quick, so we can.
And I think Harwin is going in and out, but yeah, when they said let us make man in our own image, so we're not disagreeing, right, in a sense, but the way that it's being applied is kind of like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, so I don't. We shouldn't even be arguing. We shouldn't even be arguing the word anyway, technically. So I don't know. And people that don't believe and all that good stuff, like I don't try to engage with that because they don't have the ear to hear it at the moment. Hopefully they can, the Holy Spirit can penetrate them. They can put it on the shelf and it'll come back to them. But those that don't believe, especially.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, the Elohim don't got nothing to do with the Trinity.
Yes, it does. You don't believe
Okay,
that,
so
but
here we go
we
to
believe
Psalms
it.
82, chapter 6. When it calls everybody
Nice.
Elohim, does that mean we all part of the Trinity? Because if you're going to
Yes.
say that, you're going to have to substantiate that with substantiate that with actual Hebrew grammar.
Yes, we are all a part of God.
No, I didn't ask you that. I said a part of the Trinity.
Yes, we are all a part of it.
So
The Holy
which
Spirit literally lives in us. We are
that's true.
saved through the
Hold
blood
up,
of Jesus
wait a
Christ.
minute.
We are
That's not.
made in their image. So yeah, we are part of it. Now, if you want to continue to be a part of it and not go to hell, I suggest you give your life to Jesus Christ according to John 3:16. But
Yeah, it's.
you can
I
be
hear you,
permanently separated
but you just
from
ignored
them.
what I said, Becky. I'm gonna ask
I
you
didn't.
again.
I
You
just
did. I
answered it.
said, can you show me in Hebrew grammar how the word Elohim in Genesis 1:1, Genesis 1:27, and in Psalms 82:6, how that word is talking about the Trinity using Hebrew grammar?
So the Trinity is a concept that through the Bible, it is revealed, right? That God's spirit comes upon man, right? You see that in Belizel, right? He's one of the first people that God's spirit came upon him so that he could be multifaceted in the arts to build the temple, right? So we see that, God's spirit can not depart from him, but it can fall upon somebody, right? And allow them to be able to do miraculous things. And in a story of Belizel, that's one of the examples, right? Saul, the spirit of God came upon him and, all the things. So we already see that in the Bible, his spirit is thing. Then we see the manifestation of Jesus, which is, the
I
Son
know
of
you're not
God,
talking about
God
the
in
angel of the Lord.
God's form. No, I didn't say that. Jesus, God, in human form, Son of God,
Becky,
right?
you're not answering my question.
All the things. So I'm clarifying that the Trinity, the word Trinity is never mentioned in the Bible.
I'm not talking about the word. That's not what I asked you. We don't got to clarify that because I didn't ask you that. I agree. It's not in there. My question to you again, I'll repeat it. Can you use Hebrew grammar inside of Genesis 1:1, coincided with Genesis 1:27, and that coincided with Psalms 82:6 with the uses of the Hebrew word Elohim and how it was used in ancient times and in ancient Near East? Because I heard you talk about the ancient Near East earlier, so let's do it now. Real quick. Can you show us the Trinity concept, not the word, the concept in there using Hebrew grammar?
I just told you that it's
No, you didn't. You
multiple
didn't mention Hebrew
times.
grammar.
I just said there's multiple times where Hebrew grammar is used in reference to God.
No, I mean specifics. Okay, let me give you an example.
Me and Summer just talked about the very first one. Let us make man
That's not
in
Hebrew
our
grammar. That's not what I'm.
image, right?
Becky, slow down, slow down. Okay, let's use that verse. Let us make man in our image. When I ask you to show me Hebrew grammar, this is what I mean. What is the word there for make in Hebrew? And I'm gonna answer for you. The word there is asha. That means to make. Now, is that is that in a singular sense or a plural sense? Asha is in a plural sense. But Elohim, when it said let us, that command right there is in a singular tense. So that modifies the Hebrew word, the proper noun, the proper noun Elohim in that verse. So what does that mean? That means it's plural in the sense of a council is talking, but there is one of them talking to the council. That Elohim there is not talking about just three persons in personage of one. In the Near East, one second, I'm asking you to do what I asked you to do, and you didn't do, so now I'm doing it for you. And in Ugarit, when you see the oldest times of the term Elohim being used, it's talking about a council. How can we substantiate that? When you go to Deuteronomy 32, 8-9, the Masoretic text was altered by the Masoretes, and it was altered again by King James in the Anglican Church. When it says there, it gives you a lot of the Most High's inheritance. It shows you the actual council right there. A lot of its inheritance, it says Yahweh is to Israel, and Yahweh is mentioned as one of the Beni Elohim. Inside of the Masoretic text that the King James Bible is coming off of, it says something completely different. It altered the text in Hebrew. So it took away the idea showing you that there was a council of beings that Napah is talking about in Genesis 1:1 and Genesis 1:27. That would mean that Yahweh is a Ben Elohim, which means a son of the Elohim of the El Elyon mentioned in the previous verse in 32:8, Deuteronomy 32:8. This is a council. This has nothing to do with a Trinity system.
No, you believe that there's nothing to do with the Trinity system.
No,
I
it's not a
just
belief.
said,
It's because of Hebrew
Harwin,
grammar. It's not my
Harwin, I
belief.
love you, right? But you just used a whole bunch of fancy words to say what I just said in very plain English,
No, I
which
didn't.
was
No, I didn't.
that
No, I didn't.
that phrase.
Going back to the
let-
video. That's good.
yeah,
Going back
but
to the video.
Lie. So
They
that couldn't
didn't
have been
die
God.
immediately, but they did die eventually.
So do you know in the scripture that it actually says in the day you eat it, in the moment you eat it? Do I
Mhm.
need that too?
No, I think your
No,
voice is loud enough.
My voice, I'm an orator.
Mhm.
So loud you could use that.
Mhm.
But anyway, the Bible says when you eat it, in the moment you eat it, that's the scripture,
Mhm.
you will die, not later. It doesn't say. Christians have been taught that.
Mhm.
So you can understand and cope with the lie that's been told to you, that the serpent is evil. So it says you'll die immediately. And at the
So you do.
Wait, keep playing that.
I know.
'Cause I
I
think
am
you
gonna
about
play
to-
it. I am gonna play it. We're not gonna stay here long. I'm gonna ask Arwen a simple question. I don't need you give me no goddamn Hebrew and going all day long. Did Adam and Eve not die spiritually? Yes or no? Is he there? Harwin.
end of
Can
that
you hear me?
chapter,
Did Adam and Eve die spiritually? Yes or no? When they ate from the fruit.
That's being contested, but that's not what that verse is talking about spiritually
Okay.
at all. It's
Yes,
talking about
yes, it is. Yes, it is. But
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. But I'm
No,
gonna
it's
leave it alone.
not.
It is.
See, we don't want to go into King James who practiced chattel slavery that altered the
wow,
text.
they ate it. Now they're going to be like us. Wait, I thought you said they were going to die. Now they're going to be like you gods. So really, you just told them you didn't want them to eat it because you didn't want them to be gods.
Well,
Stop
I
right
believe
there.
that God created us in his image. And he said when he created male and female, it was to reflect him. We can debate this all day. I don't think you can prove it, nor can I prove it because neither of us were there. And that's why it's
Well,
called.
wait a minute.
I
I
wasn't
thought you believed
finished.
in the Bible.
I do. May I finish?
Sure.
Okay. That's why it's called faith. And I had the same questions when I was coming up. If we had all of the answers, we wouldn't need to believe.
Facts.
All of us choose what our faith is. I do believe in the Bible. I do have questions about the Bible. I respect that there were faiths before Jesus came, but for me and for my house and for what works for me, I believe to follow Christ. Yes, there are discrepancies. Yes, there are things that are painful to read, especially in the Old Testament, but it doesn't mean that for me, it's not true.
Okay. Well, you went into a lot of your beliefs,
But that's what faith is.
yeah, I don't want to go into faith. I want to talk about the Bible.
I'm
And
not a
what the Bible
Bible
says.
scholar.
Okay, then you agree that the Elohim were not God.
I never said that. I
Okay,
said
well-
I believe in the God of the Bible. I understand that you have facts that you really want to prove, but we could do this all day and all night. For me, the life that we are given, the time that we are here on this earth is to make it better, to use the gifts and talents that we were given. Whatever you believe is to leave this place better than you found it. For me, I promote marriage and family, and I think that's what's a
Say it,
priority.
sister.
I believe God told us to go forth and multiply and to take dominion of
Yeah,
the
that's
earth
real convenient.
and to use the resources that he's given us to make it better. So you can spend your life debating biblical facts, and that's totally fine. I choose to do otherwise.
Okay, well, I'm here to actually debate and tell the truth. So let me get back to the prison planet thing.
Okay.
You, on one hand, say you don't think it's a prison planet, right? Because you said you need a sentence to get
Can
into
you
prison.
pause it?
As I
Becky, what does Genesis 3:22 say?
Genesis 3:22. Hold on. I gotta look at it. Genesis 3 is
So Nepal is in a polygamous relationship, right?
Yeah, she is. So I got a couple wives.
which was the father with the hat?
Yeah, the one that's talking with the glasses on.
Yeah, so she's not legally married. She's just a side chick, basically.
No, they in. I mean, if that's what
No. They are not legally married. right?
Yeah, but in the law, it also says you have the right to your
I'm
religion.
just
So
asking a simple question: are they legally married? If Shanetta was to pass today, she would have no legal right to anything. Correct?
I don't know because I don't know what contracts they sign with each other. You have to ask
No.
them. That's a
You
personal
can
thing.
actually sign contracts in
Bro, you can't say
polygamy.
my nigga. God dang, my nigga, y'all can't just be honest.
I have a question for
How am I
Harwin.
not being honest? I don't know what they got going on. Wait a
It
minute.
don't
Becky got
matter
to
the
read
contract.
this.
What do you mean, my nigga?
I have
I
a
don't
quick
know what they
question for
got going on.
I'm talking
Harwin.
about what's gonna be honored in
Yeah, I don't know if they
business.
got life insurance policies or what's going on. I don't know.
Harwin, I have a question for you. With the other religions as we have out here, do you agree or have you did any research that it all stems from the Bible? Like it's just it branched off of what people interpreted or what they
Nah, the
wanted to do
Bible,
and
it's
what
the
they
other
wanted
way
to
around.
worship?
The Bible stemmed from other texts that's older than what we call in the canon Bible today. That's the 66 in the King James. That stems from text that is predates it. So what Christian apologists like to do is say, hey, the Dead Sea Scrolls proves that the Bible is ancient. Meanwhile, the Dead Sea Scrolls has a different narrative than what the modern English we're using. So does this Bible come from something ancient? Absolutely. That's why I read it. But if you asking me, does this stem from the same thing, come from this Bible? No, it's the other way around. This Bible stemmed from text that's older than this. And then these Europeans got together and compiled and chose this canon, which goes against canon that predate it, which is why I brought up the Ethiopian Bible earlier.
But some of the things that you're quoting, you're agreeing with. So some of the things you believe that are in the Bible are
For
correct,
sure.
but some of it was
For
misinterpreted
sure.
and things of that nature, right?
Yeah, but we
But
got to be clear.
the essence of the Bible is what I'm asking you. You believe it, but you've gone above and beyond. You studied to show yourself approved by going into the Greek and going into the Hebrew and translating so that you can have a deeper, better
Hey, who got that
understanding to
TV
what the
on in the
truth is.
background?
I don't know. That ain't me.
That's me.
Mute your TV, Summer, so I can hear what you were saying.
Give me a second.
Oh yeah, the let us make man in our image. Behold, man has become like.
Hello, is Becky talking? I can't hear.
Yeah, she talking.
Damn, I'll come on and go back in. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, she's going in and out for me too.
No, StreamYard be tripping, bro.
Oh no,
Oh,
maybe
so
it's a
she going
network.
out. I hear Summer though. Maybe she got to go up.
I don't know.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Now we can.
All right, Summer, what you were saying?
No, I said I'm picking up what you put down in regards to because my brother and I we have hours and hours of conversations about the same subject matter about how the Bible has been translated several different ways and how we're interested in studying the Hebrew text and the all the so we could have a clearer understanding because the Bible is really us just trying to get closer to God and know Him better, right? And build
Right.
relationship. So in order to build a successful relationship, you have to know the truth about who you're building a relationship with. So I'm not disagreeing with you that some of the wording was transcribed maybe differently, or some of the scriptures that we read a certain way, if it's transcribed differently, we may get a deeper or better understanding as to what it means. But my question is, overall, Harwin, the totality of the Bible with the you transcribed it, you changed it, do you believe in Jesus? Do you believe that He died, rose again on the third day? Do you believe in Jesus?
No, I believe in a historic. This what me and Trey be talking about all the time. I believe that. I don't believe in my. If you ask me, I say that I know a man we call Yeshua walked this earth for sure. I will argue that up and down with anybody. I was arguing it on Shotnetta TV. But my point is this: just because something, and let me answer your other point too. The essence of it to me, God is love. So if that's what you mean by the essence of it, yes, I agree.
Right.
But
Okay.
yeah, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I mean, we can prove that up and down, and I think me and Becky agree on that. But
Yeah.
if you was to tell me that we should study to show ourselves approved, and we're going to act like it wasn't just misinterpretation. Summer, there were whole scriptures of words that were altered from another word, and other words were implanted to give a different message completely.
Right.
That's a difference between making an honest mistake of mistranscribing something, or forgetting to translate this verse here and there, or like honest transcribal mistakes that can happen among men, because men are men and they're transcribing text, right? I can understand that. But when you take text and don't add text in there that is God inspired to your Bible, you are altering people's perception on what the original message was supposed to be fully. You are changing it and putting something, you're inserting your opinion. When the church fathers like Eusebius say that it is okay to tell a lie for the greater good, I got a problem with that.
Right, because God can't stand the lie.
Exactly. So when a church father that helped compile and help keep this text so-called sacred, we supposed to trust these people that transcribe this text. They'll say
I got a
something like
question
that.
though to
But
that one.
Harvard it said both of those things.
Biblically though,
Okay.
biblically though, what do you consider what Rahab did?
What do you mean?
What did Rahab do?
What did he do that's
What
wrong?
did she do? Nope. What did Rahab do? Did she not tell a lie?
Did Rahab tell a lie?
Correct. Did Rahab tell a lie?
I mean, what point we getting at?
So here's the thing.
Are you justifying the church fathers because you believe in the King James? I mean, I'm trying to see
No,
something.
I'm just
Are you
saying.
justifying a church father that supposedly we supposed to trust our soul with?
Well, we're not trusting our soul with. So here's
Yes,
my
we are.
always issue with no. Here's my issue when we always bring up in one, we know that humans are flawed, right? And so just as we see,
humans are flawed, but there are honest mistakes, there are purposeful mistakes.
Correct, right?
When you tell a lie on purpose, because I'm trying to see where you're going with this, and I'm telling you, if the church father, we are trusting with our soul because you believe in the King James Bible, right?
I believe that it was a great translation. Yes.
You believe in it. You would take it to the grave, right? You trust your soul with it, right?
Well, no, I trust my soul in Jesus Christ and what He did at the work on the cross. So
Okay,
even if because I
so
know but here's the thing, right? I believe that just like the thief on the cross, right, who didn't get but a few minutes or seconds to believe in Jesus, he didn't get to live a good life. He didn't get to do anything. I believe that ultimately it's the belief and the following of Jesus that gets you there. There are people in this world who will never get a Bible, who believe in Jesus because they get a piece of a Bible. Even if they never read it,
Becky.
no, here's my
That's
thing
what
though.
I'm saying though, Becky.
Even if they never get it, they still have the ability access to heaven just as much as I believe that I have, even though I have the Bible. And I always ask people this: at what point does God in your life becomes greater than man? So my number one issue when people argue, oh, these translations. No, this is my number one issue when people argue, oh, translations, it's been touched. At what point does your God become greater than anybody in this earth? My soul is never entrusted to the people who write it, but that God is greater than every single person who has ever lived.
That's a
that He can keep. No, it's not a cop out. It's a literal
your
thing.
view on the Bible is based upon
but I think God loves it so much.
It's literally
based
on who God is.
Right.
And at some point, He has to be greater than people.
Right.
At some point,
That's why
God
I'm not
has to be
trusting the
greater
people.
than people.
I'm not trusting the people though. You are. I'm trusting God.
No, you're.
So,
but if you trust God, how can you not trust the book? Or
because
I'm not saying you have to trust
God
the King
didn't write
James
that
version.
book. God didn't write the King James
but,
version. What we doing?
But God loves it so much that He
Summer,
put
wait a
both
minute.
things
Summer,
in.
wait.
Hold
I hear
on,
you.
Harmon. Hold on, Harmon. He put both things in there, just like I could go and see that a
He
liar
didn't put
will
that
not
in there, though.
carry
That's the point.
God's side.
That's the point, Summer. He didn't put that in there. Becky trying to say that, at what point does God take over with man? And I'm like, wait, that's my point. Because God didn't write this version. Can both y'all agree God didn't write this Bible y'all got in your hand?
I believe that God controlled.
No, that's not my question. I'm gonna ask you again. Did God write this Bible we got in our hand?
You mean physically right? You mean physically right? No.
Even inspire.
Yes, of course.
You believe God inspired the church fathers to compile the 1611 version from the Latin Bible? Are you sure?
I believe
that.
The King James
so if
version
I show you that the Latin
of
Bible,
the Bible,
if I show you the Septuagint that was that was said to be at the time of they claimed that the Septuagint was living at the was real at the time, existed at the time of Jesus. If are you saying that one that he was reading, that means that God entrusted them people when he told them in Revelations not to change one dot or thistle in this text? Are you saying that there is not one change because you trusted that it's God inspired by these Europeans that changed it? You're saying that there's no changes from the Septuagint to the Dead Sea Scrolls to the text we got now? Yes or no?
I believe that the Bible that I read, which is actually a
That's
Jewish.
not my
Wait,
question.
no. I'm gonna just well, I technically read a Jewish translation, right? I do use King James for reference, just FYI. But I believe, and they're pretty much akin to each other.
What's akin to each other?
The Jewish Bible that I read versus the King James version. What I do understand.
No, my question is this though: is that text akin to the ones that is said to be the alleged original text? It's a yeah, no. Do you trust that that's God inspired? So that means if I go into the Dead Sea Scrolls, which is accepted in academia and accepted in about Jews and Christians, that this Bible this text found substantiated the historicity of the Bible. So that means I shouldn't go when Wes Hupp did this same thing talking to Billy Carson when he lied. So that means I shouldn't find not one change from the Dead Sea Scrolls to the Septuagint to the one we got right now. There should be no change word.
Now just listen to what you said. The Dead Sea Scrolls prove the ancientness, right, of a number of the texts.
Yes,
it does not.
Wait. Let me be clear. It does because the Septuagint, the Dead Sea Scrolls prove that the Septuagint indeed was translated from an ancient Hebrew text. There was no proof of that until they found the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Right.
The Septuagint actually agrees with the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Right.
But the King James Version doesn't agree with the Septuagint and the Dead Sea Scrolls.
So here's the thing. The King James Version because I asked someone who's Ethiopian, right? He's an Ethiopian Jew, about the original Bible. And I said, is there anything in the Ethiopian Bible that would alter your belief in Jesus Christ? And he said, no. I said, is there anything that would change how you practice your religion? He said, no. So one of the things that I think that
don't mean he proficient in knowing it though. You can ask any Christian out here.
Well, I mean, but isn't it the belief in the faith, and it's not about you knowing the Bible front
it is
because
it says he shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
Yes, Harwin, but here's the thing: God puts people on this earth, such as yourself, to educate us and for us to go a little bit deeper and want to go research a little bit deeper. I think that's what your purpose is on these panels. Because you get us thinking like, oh, let me go look at that. Let me go do that. However, that's why I asked you, but what is the essence? Because you keep trying to say, no, I get it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, what is the, are you arguing because you want people to educate themselves? Because just like BK says,
I don't want
if you believe that the essence, yes, but is knowing, if you still believe that this current Bible, the King James Bible that we have, holds the essence of what God is, which is love, right? Because that's what you said. The essence is truly.
I can't deny it, but there's other messages in it too that we can't ignore.
So God said, "Do not add it or take away from my word." He knew this. He's an all-loving God that He already knew that they was gonna do this to this Bible because He's Alpha and He's Omega. He's beginning. He's the end, right? Because He loves us so much. He puts people on the earth like you, to get us to think a little bit more deeper and to go deeper to see if, hey, does this really mean this, that, and the third? But the essence of Christ is in this version of the Bible that we're reading because God loves us so much.
Man, you can find the truth in anything, Summer. You can find the truth in a liar.
But do you disagree with me? Do you disagree with me, Harwin?
I already agreed with you back then.
Okay, so your purpose, purpose is when you come in is you want people to educate themselves a bit deeper to get a closer relationship with God and to know that there's different nuances and changes that we might be aware of. But if the essence of the Bible, like I just said, that we're not aware, right? But if the essence of the current King James Bible reflects God and His love, and it does actually lead us towards what our salvation is, which is Jesus Christ, and it has all those things in it, are you now just studying just to be studying, or are you studying to get closer to God?
What you mean? I just answered that question. Now it's like kind of becoming like
No,
Listen, when
I'm just trying
somebody
to ask
disagree,
what the. No, I'm not disagreeing with you, Harmon. I think
no,
you
no,
have
no,
a
no, no,
purpose
no.
on the
I'm not saying
panels
you're
to say what
disagreeing
you're
with me.
saying. Yeah.
What I'm saying is when Christian apologists have somebody disagree with them, they come to these type of arguments. And I'm cool with this because just because that part of the essence, yes, I rock with. Me, you, and Becky both
Yeah.
agree that yeah, we rock with that part. But then there's another part of the essence of it that can send you all the way off. Are we you said it is might be my calling to teach the people about that. So when
Right.
I teach you about that, if God knew that, clearly he knew, he knows all things. If the Most High knew that these things would be altered, why wouldn't
Right.
our people listen to the people that you say sent to help them show them that these things were altered? Clearly, it's for a reason. If the Most High put it that way.
No, I actually agree with you being on the panels.
Okay,
I think where it kind of goes left,
we
Harwin,
talking
is
about a
that the things
text.
that are important for the soul, right? You like to get people to be very
I'm talking
logistical
about
and
what's
know for
important
a
for the
fact.
soul, Summer. I'm
But
talking.
Harwin, that's what I'm trying to tell you. What you do is sometimes you focus more on being right
No,
knowledge
that's not
wise
what
and
I'm
using the
doing. That's
right
just your
words than
perception.
it is.
No,
No,
incorrect.
I was going to say, but there are moments.
Summer,
But
you are 100% correct.
Wow. So I'm just up here just to be arguing. I got you.
Not to argue, but I think you want to you know your knowledge so much is that instead
It's
of
not
getting
about
into
my
the
knowledge.
nitty
It's not
gritty,
about
you
that,
like to
Summer.
correct people on what it really truly is rather
No,
than
that's not
looking
what
at
it's
the essence of
about.
the conversation sometimes.
That's
That's
not what
all.
it's about.
Well,
That's not what it's about.
yeah.
It's not
Sometimes,
about me
not all
trying
the
to.
time. I get it.
Harwin
I
ain't
get
up
it.
here, man. I swear to God, Harwin ain't up here to just to display. He knows so much. Like I'm not no lame. To me, that's a lame. What?
No, no.
But I'm telling to me, that's a lame. You may not agree. To me, somebody
Yeah.
spewing knowledge, random knowledge, just to be doing it is lame. That's
No,
Well,
not
I
what
don't
I'm
think you're
doing.
doing that just to be.
no,
I'm not saying that. Okay.
Oh, but that's what it sounds like. But what I'm
no.
saying is this.
No, I'm not saying that at all. No, I'm not.
Okay, but what I'm saying is still important to when we talking about what's good for the soul. If
I
somebody
said that.
Summer, yeah, but Summer, if I told you a lie and consistently
Mm.
told you a lie and told you another lie and told you another lie, would you believe anything that come out my mouth?
No.
Okay, so if belief is our salvation, even though it says he shall know the truth, why are we taking beliefs over wanting to know?
Well, see, here's the thing. I
Here we
personally
go.
don't. I personally don't believe some of the theology that Harwin spits. Just no offense, right? I'm
Ain't
more
no
of
offense
a,
taken.
you know, I'm more of the effect of it is what it is. Either you're going to read the whole thing, decide for yourself if you're going to believe it or not. And even when the things that you don't understand that we cannot substantiate because, like, knowledge, right? One of the things that I love when people talk about translations, terrible, what we see as terrible today and how we use it does not mean that 100 years ago, or I mean 1,000 years ago, didn't even mean it 2,000 years ago, right? When we're talking about certain words and how we use them, like, think about how we use bad.
That's
Do you
not
know
what
how
I'm
many
talking
years
about,
ago
Becky.
we didn't even use
That's
bad
not.
in the positive connotation? We use it in negative connotation. If
I
someone
agree,
read how we wrote certain things right now or heard certain music, they'd be like,
but
"Oh,
that's
you're
not what I'm talking
changing
about,
things."
Becky.
If someone years later redid Michael
Becky,
Jackson's no, wait, wait, hold on. If someone years later redid Michael Jackson's song and said she looked banging instead of, or whatever the terminology is for someone really looking good, or
yeah, it is
whatever, right?
banging. Yeah, I got you.
Right? We would be
Yeah,
like,
like
oh my God, it's changed. Well, no, they
yeah,
use
but
the
that's
current
not what I'm talking about,
terminology
Becky.
to define what it
That's
meant
not
back
what I'm
then.
talking about, Becky.
So wait,
I'm a
no,
linguist, Becky.
I understand that,
So
but
when you
you're
do
also
linguistics,
no,
listen. When
listen.
you
I'm trying to say for people, this isn't for you, Harvard. I'm more so talking to the
but
people.
you talking to
No,
me, and then we
I'm
both
talking
talking to the
about
people listening.
people listening. Yes, just like you talk to people listening, I'm about to talk to them listening. Right. So one of the things that I always tell people to do is don't take anybody's word for nothing. I don't care if
For
it's
sure.
me, the preacher, your mama, your daddy, whomever. Read the Bible for yourself. Get as many translations as you need for yourself. Look at all the historical context, the Jewish culture, the Babylonian cultures, the Macedonian cultures, the whatever you need to look at for Roman cultures for yourself. Make the decision for yourself about if you believe this text is true or not. Because at the end of the day, we're going to argue our personal perspectives, as someone else said, right? We're going to argue our perspectives, but the belief in the Bible is a miraculous one. The belief in Jesus is a miraculous event. There's no type of nothing that's going to help you to say he is the way, the truth, and the light, and no man will go to the Father but through him.
It is when there's older texts that say that that's in different cultures. So this is the problem.
It won't. That will help you, but I'm telling you, Harwin,
listen,
I'm telling you.
But what if that was not the first time that ever existed? Or
yeah, that's what I just said.
Because the prophecies have been prophesied since the beginning of time. If you understand
but
how
the problem
Bible
is when
written,
Africans prophesy it, though, Becky, it's called pagan and devil worship. When they prophesy it, they call it Greek translating the Bible, and it's okay for them to have wings on. But when people, if I was to put up a picture of an ancient Egyptian so-called god, people will call it pagan. When pagan just simply means outer field. Simply mean that somebody who's on the outside. So they're saying, oh, you're less than us, so you're thinking different from us, and you guys are Hamites, and you come from Ham, from the book of Noah, and you're cursed, even though it says Canaan is cursed, but we're going to say Ham is cursed, even though the Bible says something different. But we're going to give you a Bible, and it's going to have little white people with wings, and that's fine. And we can have Catholic Church dedicated to Saint Michael the angel and Saint Mary and this, and that's not
which
pagan
is not
worship.
biblical, and it is
when
pagan worship.
My point is this, though, Becky.
Well, who determines what is pagan?
When you say, that's my point.
We determine it. Well, when we're arguing,
about,
we're determining it based on the Bible. So
yeah, the Bible. But again, the Bible has been changed, and you're trying to diminish what I'm saying in the sense of I'm talking about translations, like it's a word that you have to understand in that ancient time and how they use it at that time. I understand
who wrote the
that.
Bible?
I'm a linguist.
Who
I
wrote
speak
the Bible?
multiple. 1 second, sister, please. I read these languages for real, like no game. So when we look at this, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actual specific words that were purposefully removed and other words were inserted that meaning something completely different at the time it was inserted. When the Septuagint and the Dead Sea Scrolls in Deuteronomy 32, 8 through 9, theirs is closely very similar. But when you look at Deuteronomy 32, 8 through 9 from the Masoretic text, which is what the King James Version is saying, it's saying something completely different. It's a completely different concept that from now in 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, it's giving you an idea.
I still got a video to review.
It's okay, cool. It's giving you Becky, it's a completely different idea.
I will say this is that, when it really comes down to it, if you actually go to Egypt, you'll see all the concepts in the Bible actually on the actual pyramids. So which existed way before the Bible was ever written. So when you can actually go to the pyramids and see the things on the wall that are in the Bible, like what came first, the chicken or the egg? So the concepts in the Bible come from concepts that existed way before it ever existed.
And one is demonized and the other ain't demonized. And we're going to act like it ain't.
Well, one, I mean, so one of the things that I always be like about, right, is carbon dating, right? And so when you say, oh, this existed before the Bible, one, that could be true if you are in the belief that from Genesis, right, to Deuteronomy, the written word, right, was not supposed to have started until the time of Moses. So
but we don't have no text from Moses' time period, Becky.
Okay, so when was papyrus invented?
We have no papyrus written by Moses at all.
First of all, when was papyrus? Because papyrus come from Egypt. Okay.
Well, so, right, but they were in Egypt according to the biblical text.
Yeah, they were. I agree, Becky.
Down prior to Egyptian, right?
I agree, Becky. They were.
We didn't write down anything. We didn't write down anything but on caves and oration.
El-Qadim text, it is written down. It's written down at the El Sadabi Qadim. This is why the Hebrew alphabet is nothing more than a watered down Egyptian alphabet. You can see it. You can see them worshiping El and the El Sadabi Qadim. You see it, and it's a picture of a so-called Egyptian deity that they're calling El. But if you was to put up an Egyptian picture for Becky, I guarantee you she would call it pagan. I guarantee you she will call it a false god. But in the oldest Canaanite and Israelite versions of worshiping El, Yahweh, etc., you will see motifs that is clearly Nubian. And then if anybody show that, they will be called pagan. They would say you're worshiping idols. Then they will use the book of Exodus and say, see, in Exodus, they were doing this. But they won't tell you that in the other parts of the Bible, Assyrians were oppressing people. Those are not indigenous Egyptians. They won't go to the book of Second Kings. They won't go to the book of Second Kings and see that Yahweh saw fit to have Taharka the Nubian come save King Hezekiah. They won't go look at Hezekiah's seal and see that his unks on there. Would you call that idol worship? Of course you would if you didn't know the history. But when you know the history of it, you clearly see a whole concept and cultures have been changed. People have been called pagan, that's been plagiarized. Becky?
And here's the thing is that when you actually dig deeper into the Bible, all this stuff came out of Ethiopia. And then you got this Pauline thing that you call Christianity is based on the New Testament. That's being a Paulism. That's not even Paulism is what you are practicing. Not even modern. Paul is the person, and he came way after Jesus. He wasn't even a disciple. He wrote the book of all the new, a lot of the books in the New Testament. Paul.
He wrote some of those epistles. He ain't write all of them.
All right, let me get back to this.
I understand it. When you go to prison, you are convicted of a crime and you are sending of your time.
Original sin.
Yes, the original sin. But when God first created the earth and he created Adam and Eve and humans, he said it was beautiful and he was pleased with his creation. After our choice of sin, then we now have the sin and the consequences that come from that. But we were not born with sin.
So you don't agree with the Bible?
I do agree with the Bible. Yes, I have questions about certain things, but I don't believe that I don't believe the earth is a prison. I believe that the life that we have and the earth is what you make of it. You can choose to live a miserable life. You can be in prison in your mind. I choose to look at the blessings that we have, the bountiful goodness that we have, the forgiveness that we have, the grace that we have, the beauty all around us. I really think it's up to you to decide, and that's what I choose.
Do you think atheists don't look at the beauty and look at
No,
that?
absolutely. As far as I know, and I'm not.
So it's not exclusive to Christians?
Absolutely not. And I said that. I know that there are several faiths that came before Jesus was here, and I respect everybody else's faith. As I understand it, and I'm not a religious scholar, but atheists don't believe in the God of the Bible. But you can look at the majesty all around you. You can look at the ocean. You can look at the mountains. You can look at a beautiful flower, colors, and you can appreciate that beauty.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, this isn't really, if you don't debate and you're telling me about all these beautiful things, maybe you're not the person I should be talking to, because I want to speak to someone who actually would be able to dispute the information that I'm presenting. You're not really disputing anything that I'm saying.
I'm not trying to convince you. That's why it's
that's
faith.
great.
It's a choice.
I love you for that. I would like to speak to someone who wants to dispute the facts that I'm bringing out. If there's anybody else who could
do you want to make a final statement?
Yeah, my final statement is that I believe in the God of the Bible. I am a Christian. It is a choice. It is faith. We don't have all the answers, but I believe in promoting marriage and family, and that's why I'm here. And I believe that's what we're supposed to do.
That's awesome. Is there any Christian here that believes that Jesus is not the serpent in the garden of Genesis 3? Well, you're not debating me though. You're being.
Hold on, is she saying Jesus is the serpent in the Bible?
She's saying that Jesus is the serpent in the garden
That's what she's claiming. I don't agree with that, but I understand. I know why she's saying it, but I don't agree.
That is insane.
And so then the girl says, well, no, the serpent was Lucifer, but they never got to the point of Jesus being the serpent, because what happened is that it became a whole discussion on femininity and being a feminist versus what feminine should be and how women should be, and that we should be docile and submissive and this, that, the other. And then 607 Unc got up there and was like, well, no, you're not being yourself, because you're trying to pretend like you need to be this docile. I mean, it'll blow your mind when you watch it. It's like, what the fuck what? And I'm like, the woman, as much as she says that she's Christian, she don't know nothing about the Bible. Like when you actually talked about the first part of it, she talked about Genesis, and that during Genesis that Elohim told Adam and Eve not to eat the fruit. It wasn't just it was Elohim, which is a group of deities.
And we already went over that.
Right. So that's what happened with that. So and then that whole thing went down. So now, so then, what I believe is that she's trying to promote her femininity and trying to teach people how to be feminine. And this is why I thought this was interesting, because accountability, right? And like, okay, is there a such thing as, I believe that there's two archetypes of women. You have a submissive type of women, and then you have a more warrior type of women. And that's what I really wanted to to get into the part where she starts feminine versus the submissive versus the warrior type. And I think she's about to get into it coming up next.
Super sweet, and like telling me about your feelings about babies and puppies. I want to talk to someone about who will say, yeah, Jesus, because do you know Jesus? I wanted to talk about Jesus being the serpent in the garden.
We can have the conversation,
so
but
did Christ lie at all, ever?
No, the word says that Christ was sinless, and that is why he took on our sins. If you believe, I understand that you don't.
I do believe, actually I do.
Okay.
I believe that Jesus is the serpent in the garden. I believe that Jesus is the historicity of Christ. But I know that there are lies being told to you, so you can believe otherwise. Why would a serpent be evil? How can a serpent even talk?
I believe in the polarity. For good, there's evil. For up, there's down. For bad, there's good. All right. I don't believe that Jesus is the serpent. The serpent is Satan. Maybe it's a representation. Maybe it's not Satan incarnate, but it is a representation of evil to tempt the woman who then disobeyed God. I do believe that actually happened.
About to get into it. The woman that disobeyed God. Here we go.
I disagree.
You can't disobey anything. You are beautiful, right?
Well, thank you. I'm not perfect.
You existed. Listen, this how you popped up. It was God, right? And God was a basket of energy. Feminine existed. Energy just existed just because God was there. He was always there. You are the wisdom, right? You are the light of the world. Everything comes from you. But this one thing they did with history, they removed you. Right now, everybody that was taught, everybody watching this right now was taught by a woman, right? But in every book, it's a man that's doing the teaching and the telling. So you're defending man history. She's trying to tell you about yours, right? Because what's inside of you is something way more special than that story, right? They even track origins around. They do it the wrong way because they track it by men, but men have put you in prison. They have gave you their name because to track true orders, they got to track it from a woman. Because if I have sex with a woman, you don't know if that's my baby, but you know that baby came from that woman.
I disagree with you.
You know the baby came from a woman. You have a baby right now.
Yes, I have two sons. That is true. But what if I choose to give my name to my husband?
But we know the baby. I'm telling you about how they track it. We know for a fact it came from you. Right now, they track back origins right now from the woman DNA, not the man.
I understand that. However, I am pro-masculine and feminine. I don't believe that women are better.
Of course, I think you woman. That's the connection of both, right? That's the connection of the masculine and the feminine.
Right.
That's the true essence of what we are.
Yes, but you said that women are divine and we're perfect.
I said what we are.
I disagree.
I didn't
disagree that women are divine and perfect.
Yes, ma'am.
Why
I disagree.
Do you disagree that, but you think that Jesus is divine and perfect as a man.
I believe Jesus is divine and perfect because he was the Son of God, not because he was a man.
Do you know the woman was the first existence, the feminine was the first existence?
I disagree.
Okay, well, you're a woman.
Yes.
You disagree? Did Adam? Did it say in the Bible that Adam didn't have a belly button?
I don't think that's in the Bible.
Did it say it? Did it say it?
It did not say
okay,
that.
If it didn't say that, then just how you know that Adam came from a woman, because everything came from a woman, got a belly button.
I disagree.
And listen, you agree with everything? Everybody right now that came here can show you one of these.
I understand that.
Everybody can show you one of these.
Please don't shout.
Right?
I understand. However,
right? Listen, everybody got one of those. So listen. So if Adam had one of those,
yes,
he came from woman. Everything came from you, and you are beautiful. Well, find one thing in his existence right now that we can see that didn't come out of woman. Anything in nature.
Men are here to
name one thing in nature in history right now that didn't come out of female. Name one thing here now.
Creation. This table.
No. Name one thing here now that didn't come out of female.
I'm not sure if I'm understanding the question.
Let me rephrase it.
Okay.
Name one baby born.
Oh, well, of course.
Hold up. Name one baby born that didn't come out of a woman.
Of course.
Okay, now name one animal that was born that didn't come out of a woman. Hold up. So woman created and brought everything
into this existence.
With the man's seed. If I may,
no woman could do it without a man's seed. Listen, look, Jesus was born without a man's seed. He just said, hold up. You said, hold up. The Holy Spirit was a man. The Holy Spirit was a man because it entered Mary. Yes. Right? Hold up. It entered Mary.
Yes.
Right? The entered means something. Right? Yes. I don't think you get it. Right? But you got to understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to take something away from you, but I'm telling you that you are everything. Nothing exists without you.
I think that's the problem that we have now is telling women that they're everything. That's why
no, men ain't doing that. Men are telling women that everything based on attachments, based on they need them. I'm telling you so you can be free. I don't want to be attached to you.
I am.
Matter of fact, when you leave, I'm never gonna think of you again.
I understand that, and I won't remember you. I don't even know who you are.
No, you do know. You're gonna say you don't know who I am right now. I guarantee you, my voice gonna be stuck with you forever, and I guarantee you invented my voice.
I didn't invent anything.
All right, close your eyes right now. Now I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say, I love you. Right
no,
now,
you don't. You don't even know me.
I'm gonna say I love you. Right.
Okay.
Now hear that same thing I just said in your mind.
Of course, I can repeat.
Can you hear it? Can you hear it in my voice?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Listen. So. Where did my voice come from? It came from you.
No,
hold up. You just said you heard it in your own head, and everything exists in your head. Everything out here comes from your head.
No,
so everything exists in you.
You're wrong.
Name one thing I heard that didn't come from your head.
Okay.
Name one thing I heard that wasn't a thought.
Would you like me
Name one thing that isn't a thought.
Would you like me to answer?
Name one thing that's not a thought, and I'll be done.
Okay, this table.
Is it a thought? That wasn't a thought?
It started as a thought.
Okay. So the thought is the cause of it all. Listen, and inside, let me tell you something else.
Okay.
It's inside a thought.
Yeah.
That's where you find perfection, right? Because right now,
I disagree. People think imperfect things all the time.
Think about a circle in your mind. Think of a square in your mind. Think of a triangle in your mind. Think of building a building in your mind. Anything you think in your mind, you can do it perfectly. Right?
Well,
whoa. You can do it perfectly. Perfection exists inside of you, right? And so what I'm trying to tell you is that the moment you put it out here, it becomes a problem. But inside of you, perfection exists, right? And I just want to say that. I just want to say that you're a beautiful woman, and that.
Well, thank you for the.
You should understand that.
I think that's interesting that you think I'm too sweet and you don't want to be here.
People who are not as nice and sweet as you.
I think that's
so
a problem.
Threw me off.
That is a good thing. Tactic. If I may just respond to what Mr. Unk said, as far as creation, I just want to say, because I believe in the Bible, and again, because it is a choice and because it is faith, God created the first man and the first woman and the first of each species.
I just asked you, if God created the first man, did it have a belly button? If it had a belly button, then God didn't create it. It came out of woman.
Okay,
so
I don't know, and neither do
you. Can stop that, bro, because he wild.
You saw Adam's belly.
Listen, because that'd be something that they will have to tell you. That would be something.
No, they don't.
Wait, can we pause it?
Yeah, pause that, because Buddy wilding right now. He wilding.
He said that Adam have a belly button.
See, that's a tactic that people use in the so-called conscious community to prove that point. But see, one day me and Big A had that conversation about that. He trying to talk about, and Dory just asked me that in the comment section, excuse me. Becky, he talking about the X chromosome, as I'm probably sure you probably know. Because he's saying something had to come that had a belly button. Okay, yada yada, we hear you. But there's a difference between the modern X chromosome and the modern Y chromosome that makes XY man and XX woman from the archaic X and the archaic Y. The archaic Y look nothing like the modern Y, just like the modern X look nothing like the archaic X chromosome. So when he say that woman was first, he trying to superimpose the mutations that we have dealt with over whatever how many thousands of years. Whatever he's saying is trying to conflate what it would have been in ancient, and I'm talking pre-ancient times, even longer before we was writing. So no, women wasn't first, but there was something that was here that was man and woman at the debate to be the same time. You can whatever you want to believe in. We talking about now he's talking biology, so I'm not talking from a biblical standpoint. I'm strictly speaking on biology. What he's talking about is just pseudo.
Well, here's the question though: why is it that there are no male fossils that go as far back as the first female fossil?
What do you mean? The oldest Homo sapien that they have is the one found in Morocco that looked like 50 Cent. It's a male.
I'm hollering. Not look like 50 Cent.
It do though. Look at the reconstruction. He looked like 50.
Yo.
gotta
You know
find
it, dude. Go back and look. It's called Jebel El Hood.
No, I've seen it.
You can't listen. See what they'll do is they'll find a
Sister,
piece
you
of rock
asked me a
and then
question
make
about
a
the man
whole
and
entire.
woman.
No, they'll.
Yeah.
You said it look like 50 Cent and all this stuff. You can't go off of that depiction of what that fossil finally
Okay,
looked
well,
like.
Will, you ain't got to
They'll
go by
find
the
a piece
depiction,
of
but
a
we talking about
dinosaur,
the sex.
a half of a
You-
dinosaur, and make a whole dinosaur out of it. And the same thing they'll do with a human being. But what I'm saying is that actual, like, from what I understood is that actually there was a female actually found in not Morocco, but in like Turkey. Because I did a whole thing like about like evolution and like, you know, this debate with what's his name outside the queue when it talked about like that. So I like actually there's an older fossil and there's a feminine fossil. So I don't know. I would rather say I don't know than to pretend like I do. You know.
Well, I mean, if she believes in the Bible, of course it's going to be Adam was created, God opened up his rib, made Eve, right? So essentially, neither of them, hypothetically speaking, if a belly button is a precursor, that you need an umbilical cord too, and we're saying that the assumption is that a belly button is only made when you come through a mother's womb, right? That's an assumption. Then neither of them would have actually had belly buttons.
And there's also
Right.
like amoeba and other like single cell organisms. We can't.
So no, we're talking
Yeah,
about
we
humans.
get into
We're
that,
talking about
Becky.
humans.
We get into
Mammals
a
and stuff
slippery
like
slope talking about belly buttons. That's a tactic
Yeah, like that
people
belly
try to
button thing
use
is kind of
to question Christians. See,
that's like Ashrock crazy.
I'm unbiased. I don't. When it get crazy, it get crazy. If he
No,
gonna speak from
Ashrock crazy was the first person to say that. Did he have a belly button?
nah, he ain't the first person to say that.
Or
Dr.
was it
Martin
John
was the
Henry
first.
Been
Clark?
around
Was
way longer.
It been around longer than
Was it
Ashrock
Joseph
crazy.
Ben Yakinon or John
No,
Henry?
way long. You're
No,
talking
a
about.
lot of people been asking them questions.
Yeah, this is the ancient thing that has come up ever since you talk about the Bible. People have been saying this for longest. We like to believe that we just evolved to be this critical when the truth of the matter is that we're not.
We were
They've been
intelligently designed.
the
As everything
same
was
debate we're
intelligently
having
designed.
right now. They've been having ever since Jesus' time about
Even before him,
creation
Before
it's been
Jesus'
had.
time, ever
and
since
stuff.
Jesus' time.
Yeah,
Child,
like
you gotta cut that out.
I'm talking
'Cause I'm
about as
no,
far
but
as
her point is that
creation,
it's an old conversation that we've been having for thousands of years. The point is this: there's intelligent design to everything, whether it's humans or whatever. And intelligent design is just a slick way for people that believe in science. And don't get me wrong, when I say science, I'm talking modern science, not knowledge. But people that
Mhm.
believe in scientific theories that don't want to get into the religion of things try to run and say the creator, because most of the time these be
Mhm.
raving atheists, and I am completely against atheism. They don't got nothing to do
Well,
with
no,
us.
Ankh is a Gnostic, and then I think Nepal is a Hebrew Israelite. But what about parthenogenesis? Do you think that exists? Is it a real thing?
Wait, I thought she's married
Parthenogenesis
to
exists in multiple creatures that exist.
So I believe, in my mind, is that there was a time when parthenogenesis was a thing. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, that they did find fossils of like females, and how did like those old fossils procreate? You know, if you don't find the male next to the woman or somewhere around that area, how were they able to procreate? I believe in parthenogenesis. And then even the Bible is saying that parthenogenesis, because how would Mary have Jesus? Because we want to say it was but even immaculate conception could actually be considered like different, because any birth by a virgin, even if
Yeah, but then they ask you where the Y chromosome came from, and then they get real crazy.
Well, no, they also so I mean, there's a sect of Christianity
They ask you like
that
where the Y
believes that
chromosome came
Jesus
from.
was completely divine, that the egg and the sperm, essentially what made him, was divinely entered, that he is not connected to
Damn, I
Mary.
can't even hear Becky.
Can you hear me? Can everybody else? Can you hear me?
Can everybody else hear me?
I can hear. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
All right, let me
to
go
say
out and come back
that
in.
neither egg nor sperm is from human connection, that an embryo was dropped into Mary and she was simply a surrogate, right?
like
So
an alien, right? Because that's what they're doing right now in Holland. Is that right now in Holland or Netherlands? That right now they're trying to drop an egg into a transgender, and also trying to figure out how to create. Are you aware of that? That right now that they are creating humans without actual humans in Holland.
they've actually been doing that for a while now.
Yeah. So I mean,
they've been doing it for a long while, actually. I remember hearing about this back 15, 20 years, I feel like. that they've been trying this for the longest, and they will be able to succeed in some.
I think they finally made it
shape, or
legal
form.
to do it. I think that they were doing
Correct.
it.
Yeah,
But now
were
they
doing
made it
it.
a law that like it's okay to do this crazy
It's
shit.
okay. Yeah.
But hold on, but Trey, I wanted to like really get into because she's about to go into. I wanted to fast forward, like, well, a little bit fast forward because well, you know what's going to happen is that this lady is going to then conflate, like it's crazy, like the femininity with the family and how women should be and we need to be this way.
Mhm.
And I really wanted to like get into that part of the live because once they get past the whole like religious aspect, it's going to get into feminism and the female versus the male, and it gets real interesting because you know Napa's a feminist, and then you know
She's a feminist, but she ain't a Black Hebrew Israelite.
well, you know, I don't know
Because you ever heard there? No, definitely not.
oh, so the Hebrew Israelites are not feminists.
Oh no, not by a long shot. So that's why I'm like, nah, she's not a Black Hebrew Israelite. She may have came out of the camp, but she might have once been a
Harwin's
part
in
of
the
it.
back, Trey, or he might be asleep. Trey, you awake?
Trey, you awake? I'm about to be asleep myself. So,
Trey,
oh man,
Trey, he done fell asleep.
he done fell asleep.
He was already stretching when that's why he turned his camera off. Yeah. I don't know. It's like it was interesting because I was like, bro, the late she would never answer a question. She would disagree, but never tell why she disagreed. And to me, I believe that I think that blind faith is like delusion at a certain point. Like just believing blindly in anything is delusional because when a person actually challenges your faith and you can't go into your book, it's like, have you read the book though? Because my thing is that the whole time that she was having this discussion, it's like she could only say, "Well, I just believe." It's like, "Well, you believe, but have you read?"
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I feel like in Christianity, like people just go to church. The pastor reads about 2 or 3 sentences and then tell you what the story's about. Now, it might in context. If you read the rest of that whole verse that they actually do in their sermon, you might find that story had nothing to do with what he was talking about. But what they'll do is snip it out the sermon about this sentence, take another sentence, combine all these things together and create a sermon. And I'm like, okay, that's the problem I think with this whole preaching culture in Christianity is because it makes people lazy and they don't get to study the Bible because they think that it's enough to go to church, hear the pastor teach and preach, and never actually study and read. Now, there's some people,
I mean,
and this, that, the other, but that's the part I have a problem with the Christian church is that people just they get lazy with it.
Well, see, I intersect with all the Christianity, Judaism, and Islam, right? They all do it. Don't get it twisted. I've realized living in a multi-religious family and living in a multi-religious city, it is the human condition that causes people to rely on their heritage and to not really dig into their religion and the belief. I see it on every front. People who will go to mosques or they'll go to temple or they'll go to church. They're here, the drash, the preaching, or whatever is read from the Quran, and
that's the last time they'll hear it for the rest of the week.
And that's the last time they'll hear it until the next one. So I think I actually think I won't just say it's American. That's not true because I know plenty of Muslim and Jewish people from the Middle East who kind of on the same level. I ain't gonna front. I do think it's more prevalent in America now, I will say. The percentage of Americans who do that compared to the percentage of people elsewhere is slightly different. But yeah, no, I found it very, yeah.
You know, listen, I practice Ifa, and you don't even get to the next level unless you know a certain level of information. Like you don't get to become a babalawo and not have to study over a certain amount of time to understand the Odu. Because there's no book about it. There's no book of the Odu. You have to memorize it. So I believe that when they wrote all these things down, it made people lazy. people were able to create it, like sermons about it, and then teach people from that, versus like actually learning the Odu, and then or whatever the verses of the Bible and actually studying. I think that this, and so what happens is that people will say, "Oh, it's about faith." It's like, well, no, if you actually look deeper into it, it's about way more than just faith. Well, I just have faith in this whole thing. I believe at a certain level, faith becomes delusion.
Okay. Well, Trey, I'm about to hit the sack, y'all. It's been
all right, bet.
Great talking. Don't know what y'all want to get into the next topic, but
yo, Becky, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm about to leave out. I gotta work tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll run it back.
All right. Have a great night, y'all.
Peace out.
Nice to meet you, Becky.
Buddy up here wilding.
Look like they describe everything else. That'll be something that they have.
But every church that you go to has a different representation of Jesus.
Science has got another thing happen. Did you know what happened to a baby? Right now you're a woman, but did you know in about 4 weeks that what's inside your belly is actually a fish?
No, you're wrong.
No, the eyes is on the side of the head like this.
Well,
listen to me. The eyes on the side of the head like this. Listen,
I understand what you're
inside
saying.
Water, right?
I understand.
Whoa. It's inside of water, right?
But it's not a fish.
Listen, and everything on Earth right now started from a fish, but it was a jawless fish.
I disagree.
It was a jawless fish. Everything started from a jawless fish.
We disagree.
Oh, how can we disagree? Even AI gonna say this shit right because this shit's the fucking truth, right? It's called.
Please don't swear at me. No, I understand.
It's science.
I understand in evolution.
What we're talking about is okay. Actually, you're a very nice lady.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so-
I teach femininity
you teach femininity?
I do.
Why do you have to teach femininity?
because women have lost it today.
How did they lose it?
Because they're trying to compete with men as men,
So
and we've
you-
lost our
So you
femininity.
think femininity is just
point there.
Absolutely not. That's not me at all.
No. When you say that women have been fierce, you're African.
I
Do you know
am.
they're fierce African warrior women?
Absolutely, but they're
So-
still
so
feminine.
How are they feminine when they were slicing people's heads off, ripping them apart?
You know
'Cause
what?
You're saying you teach femininity.
I
I'm going
do.
to gamble and say that you teach them not to do those things.
Well, people do what they have to do in the time that they live to survive. There was a time when we had to grow our own crops and slaughter our animals. We don't do that
So they
anymore.
don't have to survive today.
I didn't say that.
Well,
I said that.
You said women lost it today.
I said women lost their femininity. Please don't speak for me.
Well, no, you said women lost their femininity today, and I said you're from Africa.
I
women
am.
were warriors.
Women
You said
were-
they had to do it back then.
Not
but
only-
today you said they don't have to do it now. They don't have to survive. Women.
What I said is we all did what we had to survive in the time
And they
that we
don't
were
do that
living.
today?
If I may
Women don't-
finish.
No, you can finish. I'm asking you, do they do it today?
Yes,
So you teach femininity.
I
You
do.
teach women that they should be sweet and kind or be warriors?
I teach women that they shouldn't be men.
Wait a minute. Do you teach them to be sweet and kind or do you teach them to be warriors?
If you want to
if
be,
a woman fights a
I
man,
wasn't
no, I'm
finished.
going to ask you. I gotta
Okay.
because
You've asked me
I can't
multiple-
let
You
this
can't be sweet and kind
throw me
and be
off.
a warrior?
Yeah,
When
I'm
woman is-
struggling
when a
that you're
woman is
bothered by
fighting,
it.
because you said you teach femininity.
I
When
do.
a woman is fighting,
Women
do you
shouldn't
say that's
fight.
manly or
It
do you say
is.
feminine?
It's
So,
very masculine.
If it's manly,
It
they
is.
are warriors
Yes.
today, and they don't have to survive today. But in the past, when they were warriors, it's okay.
Okay, if I may answer you,
Sure.
again, we all do what we have to do to survive. There was a time when we had to grow our own crops and slaughter our own animals. I don't know if you're a mother. I'll speak for myself.
I'm
I had
talking
2
about
boys.
warriors, not farmers, not husbandry.
If
Talking
I
about
may-
warriors.
If I may answer,
Sure, answer, please. I'm waiting.
I consider myself a very kind and nonviolent person. However, cross me about my boys, it'll be a very different story.
What
So
will you
if you're
do?
in
What will you do? Will you still
whatever
be
I have
feminine?
to,
So
not in
basically,
that
it's a
moment.
time and a place, Nepal. You ain't gotta argue everything.
Absolutely.
No, so women can't fight.
I
or they're
never
manly.
said that. I never said that.
You did.
There
you said
were
it's
women.
masculine to fight.
It is masculine to
so
fight.
women can't fight or they're manly.
You can be a woman and have masculine moments. I'll give you an example.
Mhm.
I'm a boy mom. There are times that I have to say, "Hey, get over
So
here."
you're manly.
In that moment, yes, but
so
when
why
I'm
are
with
you teaching femininity if you're manly?
because
But that's not manly to say, "Hey, get over here."
Nepal
And
is
so
straight-
can you.
Manly, they
And
can't.
no, absolutely. What I'm saying is the women who come to me want to be in a relationship with a masculine man. A masculine man requires a feminine woman, full stop.
Mhm.
All right. So if you want to be with a masculine man, oftentimes women today do not realize how masculine they have become. I'll give you another real world example. I'm a former executive. When you have to lead people and manage budgets and do all these things with millions, you take on that masculine energy and you don't know sometimes how to turn it off and be nice and sweet when you're in a nurturing mode, when you're with your
Exactly.
husband.
Who's the
with-
governor of that? Who decides? You?
Right now,
Because you're a
she cooking
femininity
Nepal.
coach. So you
Nepal
decide
tripping.
that when women are ready to be manly, they can be manly. You're calling it man.
Yeah, it's a
You call
time
it
and a
manly
place.
to be assertive. You call it
Being
manly.
an unruly woman,
See, so you can
over
decide
talking for no
because you're
reason,
For
ain't got
me,
nothing to do with
but
when it's time to protect
there
your
are so
family.
many women. There's
Nepal
and
tripping.
not
millions
every
of people.
and not
You-
everybody is my
so
student.
how do you get to be an authority on who's feminine and who's not?
I'm not the
Oh,
authority
you
for
just said you're a
everyone.
femininity coach.
I am. When women
So
come
you're
to
not
me
an authority. So I
because
shouldn't
they
listen to you.
no, you shouldn't.
Okay,
Because they
no one
want
should-
what I
no one should
have.
listen to you.
No.
Thank you. She said it.
No.
one should. So
I
you're
said
not, so you don't know
you-
anything about femininity because femininity isn't being nice and sweet. And guess what? Femininity is about fighting because
I disagree.
Because guess what? Females, lions, fight to the death while the male sits back. Women and mothers, like you
Man,
said,
pause this.
fight for their children. You said it's manly to fight.
It
so You are
is.
not. Which one is it?
Nobody is feminine 100% of the time. And if a
So you-
man
so you
Exactly.
if a man loses a family member and he is heartbroken and crying, that is not a masculine moment. That is
I
a
think we need to redefine all of. We need to redefine that crying is not being masculine. We need to redefine that being fighting isn't not being feminine. That's the problem. It's
you
just-
can
it's a
de-
social thing.
you can define it however you want to. All I'm saying is there is a natural biology.
So is
Wow,
it
you
wrong?
really-
No, is
interrupting
it wrong
is-
for your is it wrong for your sons to cry if they
Absolutely
if their
not.
Yeah,
turtle
interrupting is very
Absolutely
and if
not.
someone's,
masculine.
is it wrong if your son gets hit by another person, he cries, and they say you're a sissy?
That's
By
absolutely
your
wrong.
standards, he's being feminine crying.
If
right?
he's a boy, that's expected. If he's a man, absolutely
so
not.
if
He'll
a
defend.
man gets punched in the face and it's
He's gonna
hurts him,
punch
he
you
cries.
back.
So wait, men can't cry?
I never said that.
Yes, you
Are you
just did.
listening?
You
No.
just said it.
I said we are not masculine 100% of the time,
Yeah.
and we are not feminine
And
100% of the
who's gonna
time.
govern that?
Whatever outcome the woman wants, the women that come to me
Hey,
because you
Trey,
said I
pause
shouldn't be
this.
the authority. I am not the authority. I am just a mom on the internet.
Right.
But women come to me because they want what I have. They see something in me that they do not see in somebody like you.
Oh,
And they
really?
say, you know what, Maggie, I would love to have a relationship like yours.
Mm.
I would love to be able to communicate like you. I would like to be able to keep my composure like you. I would love to be able to have respective men that do not know me. How can I do that? I see.
Give them everything you got, then, because the only way you can do it. Because no matter what you do, hold up, you just said they come to you and they say, look, everything that you got. So if you want to help them, give them everything that you got.
I do.
Hold up, no, give them everything. You should have nothing left for yourself.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, if you gave them everything, if they like everything that you like, if I like your shirt and you
Yes.
give me your shirt, you
Yeah.
have no other shirt.
Right.
Right? If you gave your shirt right now, you'd be shirtless.
That is true.
So that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that you are fighting for things. And listen, I said, talk, you're beautiful. I love you. I love everything you said. I'm gonna say this. I cry all the time. I cry before I started
You're not
this.
you're masculine.
Right,
Feminine.
but I'm masculine and femininity. They exist together,
yes, it's
They-
called
it's
polarity. We
both,
do agree.
right? It's
Yes.
it's both. But I don't want a woman. Like a lot of men want a submissive woman. I don't want a submissive woman. I don't
'Cause
like-
you're
I-
not
I
a
don't- I don't
masculine
wanna
man.
Oh, listen. Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this.
Oh, wow.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I'm something that you probably don't understand, right? A masculine man
right.
is going to tell you what to do. They're going to attach you. They're going to try to hold you down. Listen to me. Hold up. Listen to me. I exist in both. I'm both masculine and feminine, right? Because I understand the duality of both. I understand that my mind have a left and a right side. I activate them both, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm not here to tell you what you should do, right? I'm not going to define what's masculinity to you and what is not.
Man,
But
this
I
nigga
don't want to submit
bugging.
to a woman, because once you tell a woman to submit to you, that's me telling the woman that I'm above her. I'm not above no woman. Hold up.
This
If
nigga
that's the
tripping.
case, when a child come out, then the mother should automatically submit to the child if the child is a male. Hold up, because you're suggesting that I am above you, right? That
My
you
man
should-
is.
hold up.
Goofball shit.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. You're in prison, and listen, and I'm gonna say this. And
I'm
your man,
happy.
listen to me. You're in prison.
I'm
Your
not.
man is fine what you do, and that's a life that you shouldn't want to live.
You're
right?
wrong.
Because you have been programmed to believe that submitting is something that you want to do, but in
I
reality, in your
disagree with
mind, listen,
you.
right now, I'm just right now, know what you're doing right now? You're wearing what they call a mask. Right now, you're doing this.
Yes.
Disagreeing
Then
with
who-
you.
then
Hold
who's
on,
the real
listen.
me?
Oh, I could just ask your husband. He'll tell you when you're mad. Yeah. That's what you do, and that's who the fuck you is. And you want to sit here and act like that's not who the fuck you is. Shut the fuck up talking when I'm talking. Don't you fucking talk again. Why the fuck are you talking?
No.
So that
Why you
means this
talking?
nigga
Because
cool
you
with him
can't.
for just being
Are you going to
rude,
be
unruly,
disrespectful?
loud, and
I was
over talking
respectful
like
to you.
that. You're a weirdo.
It's the fact that you
But
was
did
hold-
I
you're
answer
still
you?
holding in. No, you still holding in. I just
Because it's called
you should stand up
composure.
for yourself. No,
No.
you
Yeah,
should
it's
stand up
called
for yourself.
composure,
No, you
nigga.
following it in. When you leave, you know what you're gonna say? That motherfucker in there yelling at me. He's doing all this shit.
I
You're
don't
gonna
have
leave.
to say. I don't have to say it because you made a
great point.
you made
You're not
an
being yourself.
you
And-
don't
and I'm
know
sorry
me.
No,
You don't know me
I
at
know you're a
all.
human being, and I know that the way you're reacting to someone doing that is not natural.
It's called composure.
No, it's called you're being. You're, ma'am.
Who is shaking? Oh, she's shaking?
You.
See Jabari, big
sorry,
goofy head ass in the background, cool with this shit.
I am not angry because I don't respect
There's nothing
you.
wrong with being angry.
I don't respect
I know. Go
you.
where you respect it. You can't get respect. Listen,
You can shout at
listen,
me, but
Jabari
I don't
is
even
the
know
fact
you.
that
You
definitely-
shouted at me and you slammed the
listen,
table.
You said, listen, you disrespect me since you've been here. You said I was
How did I
masculine. You
dis?
said
Oh
was
yeah, I said
masculine.
you're not a
You said you don't
masculine
respect
man.
me. Listen,
Yeah,
hold on.
that's
Everything that you said was disrespect, but you,
Yeah.
listen, everything I said to you was polite, was giving you,
You
nothing
did.
but love, right? But the moment I said something you didn't like, you're gonna say that disrespect, but you never acknowledged when I said something good to you.
But you said you
never
loved-
acknowledged it.
No, no,
hold
no.
up, stop. Let
I
me
said
speak.
thank.
Hold up. You never acknowledged when I said something good to you. But the moment I say something you don't like, you acknowledge that. But that's how people is in the
I
world.
did
They
thank you.
acknowledge what's bad. They never acknowledge what they could figure is good.
Okay, may I
Right?
speak?
Why should I allow you to speak when you won't even accept my kindness?
I did. When you gave me the compliment, I said thank you. But you told me you loved me, and I said you don't even know
Define
me.
love. Find love. Love is both. Listen, I'm saying this. You don't think you know love. I don't know. I know you don't know love because love is both.
I am so
listen,
loved.
If you were so loved, then everybody you love, you never was mad at.
That's not true.
So love exists.
Mad is an emotion.
So love exists, and all the emotions exist inside love.
I
So you
would
can't
disagree
determine
with
whether I
you.
love you or not.
I would
You
disagree.
can't determine that.
If I may speak, I think when you love somebody, you're actually madder at them than someone you don't love. Take your children, right? If your children disobey you, if you see a kid acting out in the store, falling out, you're like, well, there they go. But if you see your kid misbehaving, you're even angrier because you want a better outcome for them.
That's your
Because
decide. If I see my kid fall, I'm not gonna think that you're trying to make
Okay,
me
that's
and your
fair.
reality. This is what I'm saying. Love is unconditional. It no matter what you do to me.
I
hold up,
disagree.
no matter no matter what you do to me, no matter what I do to you, love will still be there, right?
Yeah.
That's true love.
Yeah.
That's true love,
Yeah.
right? Fake love become determined by you do this, I give you love. You do this, I give you this, right? That's fake. Real love exists inside of everything if it's real love.
I agree, but I do think it has to be earned, and I think it has to be
I ain't
maintained.
earning no love from nobody.
That's fine.
Because like if you got to earn it, you gonna have to continue earning it.
Newborn have to earn love when it comes out of your womb.
For children, it's different.
So,
However,
you see how you have different.
no, but well,
You
thank
have
you. I
different-
appreciate the compliment. I was just going to say,
I think she's wrong about love, though. I think that she's wrong about her assessment of
children
love.
aside, right? Because they come how they come,
But
right?
you trying to
That's
say
just,
you ain't gonna
again,
have
my
different
faith, the purity of
decorum with a
a baby being
or
born.
the way that
Let's
you
talk
move
about
with a child
relationships
and you
because
with
that's
an
something that
adult.
I'm
Like, let's
passionate
be
about.
honest. They up
I
here just
can
arguing.
love
Listen,
my man, but if he
to say
doesn't
something,
continue to do the things that make me love him, that love is going to fade. We have to. That's why it's called keeping the home fires burning. I think as women, that is our responsibility. That's part of our nurturing. A relationship is not just going to be beautiful and bright just because I told you one time that I love you. If I'm not doing those loving things, you're going to feel slighted from me, and over time, that love will fade. How many times have we heard people say we fell out of love, or it's just not there anymore because we didn't put the work in to maintain it?
They never loved you in the first place because you said, listen.
I
love,
disagree.
Listen, if you let, I'm saying this.
Okay.
Right? If you love somebody,
yes,
love never leaves.
That's
the
true.
The moment it leaves, it never was love. So I'm gonna say this, right?
Okay.
People confuse love with attachments, meaning that if you sit here, if you do everything I tell you to do, then I can give you my love. But the moment you leave, that love disappears. The moment you disobey me, that love disappears. So that I believe is not love. The true love that you said
Yes.
that we both agree on,
Yes.
all of us, that when the baby came in,
Yes.
they got that love.
That's
so
true.
I say that when you love somebody, it should be that love.
Well,
and if it's
even-
not that love, then it's not love at all.
That's fair. I agree with you. And even the Bible that neither of you agree with has different.
I never say I agree with the Bible.
Okay, my mistake then.
I agree.
I believe it's Greek, and I'm not a Bible scholar, but I believe it's Greek that has different words for different types of
Yeah,
love,
she's
right?
right.
Romance, right? So,
Agape, erotica,
right,
etc.
Philo love.
right, brotherly.
Yeah, Philo.
This is the thing I'm trying to understand with you.
Okay.
Are you do femininity coaching?
Yes.
You say, well, if my husband keeps on doing everything fine, that's great. But if he stops loving me, do you stop submitting? Or what do? You just go and start
I think submission.
internalizing everything?
I think submission is.
Yeah.
Hey, so what are your thoughts?
But you can stop this video.
It's a choice.
Hold on.
Yeah, bro, you can stop this. Dude, buddy.
The mute buttons on it. You can't even hear what you're saying. You have mute.
Any relationship. We'll put love relationships to the side. You can't be a good employee and not show up. You can't be a good mother, sister, friend. You have to continue to do the things that bring that relationship closer. So yes, if your husband stops doing the things, if your wife stops sleeping with
I
you.
want to go back to the mother thing.
I ain't slept with her. She watching this. I haven't slept with her about 13 months to this day. She still there, will not leave. This is true.
I believe you.
Oh, I know that's true.
It's true. This is true.
I believe you.
I'm saying this was a choice that I made.
I understand.
The choice that I made, don't say I don't love someone because I don't want to stick my dick in.
Can you speak to me without swearing?
Listen,
It's the thing, right? I could speak to you without swearing if you could speak to me as you.
I don't know what
How
you
you gonna tell her
You
what she
before
being
you
and what she
decided
not
to
being?
become a femininity coach and decided that you knew everything
Oh,
about
when
femininity.
I never said I know
Speak to-
everything.
well, speak to
I
me
took
like
my
that.
own
Well, speak to
courses.
me like you was before you start speaking like that. And
Well,
I
that
speak
cost
with no
me
profanity.
my marriage. Here's the
That
thing.
ain't cost your marriage. Your husband left you because he didn't see who you was.
Hey, man, I'm gonna head off. Buddy tripping.
You never lost shit, right? Because you are whole. I'm sorry. I don't want to cuss. You say don't cuss in front of me, but I'm gonna say this. You are beautiful. You never lost nothing. Nothing never cost you nothing.
But how do you know
Anything
if you weren't
because
there?
You are beautiful. Listen, because everything, listen, I'm gonna say this. Anything that comes from you is beautiful. Yes, you probably made mistakes. Everything make mistakes. But if somebody
No,
loves you,
I'm
they're
a
gonna love you
sinner.
through
I'm
it.
a hopeless sinner.
No, you're not. You're
Okay.
not. Sinner is a sine wave. You was born in a wave of energy, right? The words have been changed and things are different.
I have made mistakes.
Oh
I
man,
have
you submitting to a God, you submitting to a man, you living your life submitting.
and I am so happy
Stand up.
because men are leaders. Yes. Yes.
When you sat down, you said, "Why are we in a prison if we didn't do any crime?" But
Right.
you admit to being a sinner,
Right.
and sin is a crime, so that's why you're in a prison planet.
Well,
if you want to go by that,
okay.
being in a prison planet isn't just about. There's nothing inside of. He said
No.
there's nothing inside of that body.
Oh my.
So did y'all want to elaborate on anything that was said or been said?
It's interesting that I actually agree with Uncle Napa about how she sees herself. Like she just said that, I'm a sinner, I'm this, I'm that. Okay, no, you're not. Like, I mean, I don't believe, like, why would you take on that personality of that I'm lowly, I need to be on my knees begging and whatever and this docile, like submissive, like I need to submit to everything. What? Like, no, but you know what? I'm not a submissive woman. I'm like, I think there's different archetypes. You can't convince a woman that had the archetype of being a submissive to the archetype of being dominant. So I'm a dominant woman. So to me, when I see this, I'm like, okay, I see what the pa is saying, but the men are when is like, no, they're ganging up on her and they're wrong. And it's like, okay, well, I think that, you know, for those people that look at women a certain way, that women should not have to bow down and submit and be and submit to everything. It's saying that she's wrong. I don't know. What do you think? Hello? Did he fall asleep again? He asked the question. Y'all wanted him to take the video off, but did he fall asleep again?
I'm not asleep, Genesis.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what happened? Okay. But yeah, so what do you think about it?
Man, it's a lot of rhetoric up here. One thing about it, we can guess what we know. We're not going to know until we die. And ain't now one of us died.
Right, but I'm saying what's happening also is she's talking about relationships, right? She talked about love. She said that love is conditional. If a man is not doing what initially he said he's going to do, then you fall out of love with that you can fall out of love with that man. So, but my thing is that if you really love a person truly, then you never fall out of love because he's not doing, because you never know why he's not. It's all the context, everything. I believe that people are doing the best that they can at any given moment. At that moment, that man might be doing the best he can. So why would you then take your love away from him? Oh, because he didn't do like how when we first started our relationship, he's not behaving the same way. Well, what's the context of that? Why is he not? You know? So like I see where Unk and Nepal are coming from. People get so indoctrinated and so like wrapped up into like whatever their beliefs are. But in reality, like when she talked about love itself, I don't believe that a person that looks at themselves as a sinner, that's lowly, that's on their knees, could ever understand love, because love does not beat you down, it builds you up. She would never feel like she was a lowly sinner if she really felt love correctly. How can she say that she understands love and she feels like lowly, like a sinner on her knees? You know.
Maybe she's just misguided. That's all.
But it's hard for like some of these men. Someone says love is conditional. Hell no, it's not. It should not. It shouldn't be. Why is love conditional?
True love is
unconditional. She did say that. She ain't say none of that bullshit. Run the tape back. She's speaking 100% religious doctrine. That's exactly what she's doing. She feels like that a man. She says she's a coach, right? I'm a relationship coach, but she doesn't even understand what love truly is. How could you take direction from a woman that's a coach? She actually said, if you actually listen to her, she said that women follow her because they want what she has and they see whatever she's got going on and they want the relationship that she has. How could you want a relationship where if the moment that man is not doing exactly what he did when he came into the relationship, that you no longer love that guy? Now, this man could have gotten an accident. It could be any reason why this guy is not performing at the. Go ahead. What are you gonna say?
Nah, I didn't say that.
Oh, I mean, it could be any reason why that man is not performing at the level that you met him on. He might be depressed. He might have gotten into an accident. He might have lost his job. Whatever the reason is, if he's not operating on that same level that I met him on, I can then take my love away from him. You never loved that guy. If you could take your love away from that person, you never loved them to begin with, because love can't easily be taken away. Just like we talked about like children. So, well, you can't equate having a baby and how you love a baby. Listen, my daughter, if she gets A's on her report card and she gets D's and F's on her, I still love her the same. But they say that's different, right? The way I love my children should be different from the way I love my husband that actually gave the children to me. That we came together and made there's a separation in how I love these two beings, people don't understand what love is. So there's no way that this lady should be a relationship coach at all. I think she has a lot more growing to do. She said that she got divorced in one relationship because she was being too much of a boss babe, right? And then that guy told her whatever, and he divorced her for whatever reason because she was too bossy. And so then she took on this persona of being submissive and soft-spoken and composed when probably sure she was raised in hell before. But the thing is, now all you're doing is bottling up your emotions and being a people pleaser. And all that's going to do is make you sick. You know, when you finally get to exude, it's gonna show up in illness. You know, if you can't express yourself in a marriage or any relationship, it shows up in the body as illness. You have to be able to express yourself, talk about how you feel. If that man can't accept how you feel, he ain't the one for you, ma'am. I gotta be quiet because it makes you feel uncomfortable. No, I'm uncomfortable right now, and I need to be able to express how I feel. And you should be able to do the same thing. That's true love. And I should be able to accept it when you don't feel right, and you should be able. That's marriage. That's what marriage should be. I don't know. She didn't say anything you're talking about. Yeah, she didn't, because she objected to anything anybody had to say. She didn't agree to nothing. Everything that somebody said, I disagree. She never explained why she disagreed. She just said, I disagree, and that was it. She didn't say nothing. All she said was, I disagree. And then she outlined whatever the fuck it was that she believes in, which is a bunch of bullshit. 607 Unc gave her like all like the most, like, I mean, he was like, you're beautiful, you're this. And the whole time he was telling her that she was beautiful, she talked against it. That is low self-esteem. That is, she can't even accept someone being kind to her. The moment he was like, you know, you're beautiful, you know, whatever, I love you, whatever, she was like, you don't even know me. Everything is about like negative, you know, and that's sad. That's low. That's a very, as much as she tries to exude self-esteem, that's low self-esteem. Why could you think that someone couldn't meet you and immediately love you? Why do you feel unlovable? If someone says, I love you, yeah, I know I'm lovable. So yeah, you know, thank you. I love you too, sir. Mutual. You know, why can't we just be able to love each other and not have a stipulation on it? Her understanding of love is to know her and to do what she, whatever her rundown or whatever love be. That's why she couldn't accept love off the rip of somebody saying, you know what, I love you, right? You can't accept love off of like nothing, like a person just loving you for no reason whatsoever. And you're supposed to be a Christian, and Christians are supposed to have love for each other, right? Brotherly love. My brother and all this other Christian stuff. But she says, well, you don't know me, so you can't love me. Well, what's wrong? Well, that's not according to Christianity. So as much as people were saying that you know, they couldn't take it and I'm leaving, everybody whenever they're gonna leave, they're like make an announcement. Oh, I just gotta go. Well, honey, you don't have to like announce it. You know, oh, this is too much. Oh, I'm about to leave. Well, why? Because it's not agreeing with whatever you have in your mind or what you think that the reality should be. That's when I like actually covered this subject. I said, you know what? For the most part, a lot of people, they follow this religion, and there's a pastor that sit there and give them the scripture every single Sunday, and that's the furthest they go with it. And I believe that people need to get into more like spiritual stuff to like really get into their like really their true self. Because a lot of this stuff, this indoctrination that happens, it's not really getting to the core of who you are. You become like a person that doesn't even understand like the basics of love and respect for one another. She couldn't even accept 607 Unc saying, listen, the whole time, if you actually watch the entire like live stream, Now he did make a example. He did it on purpose. She couldn't even understand that he was actually trying to show her something because she was being so defensive that she didn't even see the play he did. When he was yelling at her, he was trying to get her to show her real voice because she was up there trying to posture and be the dating coach of the century. She was putting on a facade. So he said, okay, well, let me just start yelling at her. Let me see if it jostles her enough to actually show, like, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, you know. But life is, in reality, is not like that. You know, there's gonna be times when you're gonna be yelled at. It's gonna be times when people shake the table. And are you gonna just sit there and be like, just don't yell at me? No, you're gonna be like, no, what the fuck are you talking about? Hell no. So he's saying, man, you need to like stand up for yourself, right? I'm yelling at you, stand up. Don't just sit down and let somebody doormat you and yell at you. So other people didn't see what he was doing for what it was. I saw it. Like, no, I yelled at you, and instead of you standing up for yourself and saying, don't talk to me this way and bump all this, you know, like she didn't have to like go toe to toe with him, but no, don't talk to me like that. And in a stern voice, and that don't mean that she's being masculine. She said that women fighting is a masculine thing. And I showed a video on my channel of a lioness. Man, the lion slapped the little baby cub lion. And honey, she looked at that lion, didn't. She got up close to that lion's face, that male lion face, stood there for a second, and then slapped the shit out of him with her paw. And I don't think that was masculine. I think that was very feminine. That was a very feminine thing to do. I think that the miscalculation that femininity is this soft, docile thing that don't speak back, that don't say nothing back, that just sit up there and just don't say nothing and be a doormat is a lie. There are different archetypes of women. You know, you have your warrior type of women. You have the hoe type of women. You have like the homemaker type of women. But what happens is that when men want to make women into a monolith of all these things. Okay, all women are hoes. All women should be like the housemaker. All women that are like strong and whatever are men. They're trying to be like a man, whatever. But in reality, there's different types of women. If you want a more docile like woman, you find that type of woman. There's more women out here than men. It should not be that hard to find a woman that you want that's going to be that woman that you like. And that's pretty much. I'm done. I'm down above my totem pole. My damn speaker box. If you ain't fell asleep yet. She disrespected him first. She told him, "I don't respect you as a man." She told him, "You're not a masculine man." She said, "Because I don't respect you." She came with disrespect before he ever disrespected her. But see, that a lot of like time, like when a person is saying what you think that you want to hear, you don't hear everything else that's really going on, because that woman was saying what you think that you want to hear as a man or whatever the heck it is. But in reality, like she was very disrespectful to Unc. I don't even know who you are. It's his show. What the fuck are you there for? You know what I'm saying? How you gonna be on a show with a person? You say, I don't even know who you are. That's disrespectful. He says, listen, I'm not gonna think about you after this. But there was a point that he was trying to make is that don't think I'm trying to push up on you. You're beautiful and everything, but I'm not trying to push up on you. She took it personally, and so she tried to like jab back with, I don't even know who you are because you're not a match. So what she did was she took what he said, she got upset, and then she weaponized everything that he said and looked for moments to jab him back because it hurt her feelings. Y'all need to like understand how that psychology of this so-called like feminine woman. See, y'all got rocked to sleep by the soft voice, but she was being very passive aggressive. And the more that you actually watch this thing, she was interrupting just as much as the power was. she was what she would do is keep interrupting 607, and then when she got in front of the pop, it became a cat fight. Then she's okay, yeah, with you, I'll go toe to toe with you, but on the male side, I don't respect you as a man, so I'm gonna sit up here and just keep fucking interrupting you and keep talking the whole time. And that's why he was like, you know what, stop talking when I'm talking. Because I bet you with her so-called man that she respects, he probably got to tell her the same thing. And she just think that because she talks softly, that she's really being feminine and not being like passive aggressive. So, all right, let's be feminine and passive aggressive with our shit. I'm gonna talk real soft and just keep interrupting you in a really soft way, and I'm being feminine, so you shouldn't be upset with it. I'm talking so softly and interrupting. No, that's not. I don't believe that. Oh man, oh my God. No. What the fuck? Would you rather a person just keep antagonizing you with soft voice? Shit. Honey, at least you can get it over with. But a person that's like kind of like asserting herself, you can say, you know what, okay, and we can come to an agreement somehow. But a person that's just softly just saying, I disagree. With no context. You know what I'm saying? No context whatsoever. You just disagree for no fucking reason. Why do you disagree, man? I just disagree. I don't really think I should have to like argue. I don't think the woman should argue. I think we should be very docile and just don't say nothing and just be quiet. And now you don't even know what the hell you're arguing about. Come on now. All that shit is a manipulation tactic. She's very clever and very manipulative. And y'all need to understand the difference between this docile bullshit and real when you're being manipulated by these women. Because she's soft spoken. That's what we want. This soft spoken. She gonna cook, she gonna do this, and she gonna manipulate the fuck out of you. I don't know where Trey is. Where you at, bro? I wasn't trying to give a diatribe, but you know. Trey, you there? Anyways, y'all, I don't know what's going on. You reach it. There you go. I'm with you 100%. Yeah, exactly. Trey, wake up. I don't know where. I don't know. I think Willie and Trey are asleep. But I said what I had to say. You know, honey, I don't even know. Trey over here sleeping. I think Willie's sleeping too. I hear like a kid's song in the background. I'm hearing like doom 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 doom. Listen, y'all, I gotta go. This was a great show. Much love, guys. Peace.
What up, Kim?
In the law.
You say what?
In the law.
You know, y'all done talking?
I never got on there to talk to nobody, but that lady, she done talking. She left.